An important topic on job seekers' minds right now is job search amid COVID-19. This recorded webinar will dive into this topic. I, Andrea Ashmore, Employment Specialist at Clark College Career Services, and my colleague Melanie Bates, Work-Based Learning Program Manager, will be your facilitators today. We are excited to present to you. During your time together, we will share some resources with you and discuss current job search and hiring trends during the COVID-19 crisis. Please be informed that the information presented today is likely to change over time. We will continue to monitor news and provide updated information frequently until things stabilize. Before we get started, we wanted to let you know that this PowerPoint with embedded links will be available for download on the Career Services webpage under the Find a Job tab. So let's get started. So there are a lot of uncertainties right now. For many of us and those we love, this is a very challenging time. Feeling anxious is normal, but there are things you can do. So during this time, we feel out of control. It is important to focus on the things we can control. So think about ways in which you can reduce stress, meet your immediate needs, and productively achieve your job search goals. Take care of yourself, first and foremost. This is a good, healthy reminder, and it's mandated by the stay-at-home order. So during this time, you should prioritize your health and the well-being of others by acknowledge feelings, don't dismiss them. Monitor your media intake. Too much can cause a lot of anxiety. Stay connected with others. We live in a virtual world, so that's actually pretty easy these days. Take breaks when you need them. Be really focused on how you're feeling and be sure to take those breaks. Plan your goals strategically. Extend grace towards yourself and others. Practice patience and flexibility. Set routines and establish control. Take one step at a time. It's important to, instead of looking at the whole big picture, just take off little bite-sized pieces that you can deal with. So today's agenda is quite simple. We are going to discuss current job search and hiring trends, share current employment options, provide successful job search strategies, highlight student internship concerns, share community resources. So there seems to be a misnomer milling about that companies aren't hiring right now, but there are jobs out there. Trending strategies and realities are ever changing, but currently we are noticing that many actively recruiting companies in the US that are able to are moving their workforces into remote modalities because essential work still needs to be done. Some recruiters and managers are adjusting to a job market shift by moving their hiring processes online and re-envisioning business processes. Based on trends observed in China and Italy, the US may see a steep decline in hiring, but economists are hopeful that the US economy will turn around once the virus is contained in the nation. At this time, it has been reported that COVID-19 has not impacted long-term hiring practices, and therefore job seekers should actively look for work now. What that means is that you will see an uptick in new jobs being posted by state, nonprofit agencies, and local companies. However, don't depend solely on job boards. Oftentimes, opportunities aren't posted, and they are only discovered through networking. Trends and needs are changing daily, so keep that in mind. Do you need a job quickly? So employers are exploring and working to understand their hiring needs and options at this time. There are several companies who are in need of talent immediately. Some employers are still trying to respond to the ever-changing employment and hiring climate. Many of the employers who are rapidly hiring are offering stocking, delivery, and merchandising work. Here's a list of rapidly hiring opportunities in the Southwest Washington area currently. So Amazon, Fred Meyer, Safeway or Albertsons, Walmart, Winco, Target, New Seasons, CVS Pharmacy, Walgreens, Instacart, USPS, and FedEx. So again, we are seeing companies who are actively recruiting talent. Here are a few more opportunities that are currently available to job seekers based on current trends. Please know that Career Services is committed to locating open jobs, and a frequently updated list of opportunities can be found in the About section on this page. So other companies include Franz, United Natural Foods, Survey.com, Tutor Me Education, Dollar Tree, Pizza Hut, Domino's Pizza, Home Depot, and Square. Depending upon your industry, many employers are offering remote opportunities, and more are forecasted to be adjusting their business models to account for virtual modalities. Employers are preparing for impacts and are fundamentally changing the way they conduct business to meet demand and to continue operations. Remote workers are not meant to replace other workers, but offer in-demand support as needed by employers and the customers they serve. So here is quite a long list of remote employers. More can be found in some links that we'll be providing. Here's a starting list of a few industries that are currently hiring. This isn't a complete list. If you don't see your interest in industry on here, we encourage you to do some research on current opportunities in your career field. So at this time, we are finding that information technology, healthcare, online learning agencies, local markets and stores, logistic companies, communications, various contractors, and biotech companies are on the rise.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Andrea, for sharing those resources. So this is Melanie Bates, and I will cover a few more resources for us today. So, as we are talking about the opportunities that are available, here are some of the most frequently used job boards that you should be looking at. Most of them have responded to the COVID-19 crisis and are expecting more visitors from those who have recently been laid off, who are experiencing some career transitions, and those new in their career. I recommend that you check different job search websites each day to keep up on the newest opportunities. Changing up the titles that you're looking for can also provide a little bit more success. You can also try Googling jobs near me or even remote jobs for a more comprehensive list of opportunities within your area. And you can also consider applying for jobs outside of your normal range of expertise, just to kind of give you a little bit more flexibility and more options. Okay, so we know right now that what we're facing is only temporary, and we really don't know how long temporary will last. But for some employers, they're not able to hire right now and are experiencing financial impacts and don't know when they're going to be fully operational. Other employers are exploring contingency plans and scalable solutions. Some are not yet prepared to adjust to this changing climate and may not be aware of their staffing needs. But what this means is that you can expect hiring delays, especially for the perfect job. We urge you to be flexible. Employers are needing grace in their hiring right now. They may be experiencing financial impacts, as previously mentioned, that prevent them from offering you gainful full-time or part-time employment in your desired field. As a job seeker right now, it's a great time to acquire transferable skills and to prepare for your job search a little bit differently. So here are a couple of tips that you can consider. So first of all, I mean, now again is the perfect time to seize a moment and to build your employability skills and actively prepare for this new workforce. For some, this may be a defining moment in a way that you can showcase your initiative and innovation. Updating your resume and cover letter to mirror current job market needs will provide you a competitive edge. For support in drafting and editing these documents, you can always connect with Career Services and we can provide you some support there. It's also important to expand your online presence and be a little bit more active on LinkedIn. Also, check your email a little bit more regularly so that others can feel your digital presence. We also recommend that you continue to build your competencies for your future career. Some in-demand skills right now that employers are seeking and really expecting, considering the COVID situation, they're looking for folks who are adaptable, folks who can be innovative, a strategic thinker, and an effective communicator, right? We know that communication right now is key in getting timely communication and information. Also, we urge you to develop and confidently articulate your personal brand. And what that means is that you are able to differentiate yourself from other people, such as like asking yourself these simple questions to help decide what that means for you and who you are and what value you add. So these questions might be, what do you know? What are you known for? What are you good at? And what do you stand for? That's a really good starting point for folks who are working to develop their brand. Additionally, you can attend free employment workshops and webinars. So a couple that I would recommend are Eventbrite. So Eventbrite is really doing a great job in highlighting free learning opportunities for community members, as well as LinkedIn and Lynda Licensing. So both LinkedIn and Lynda Licensing are offering 30-day free trials. And there you can kind of skill up, look at different skills that you want to incorporate into your toolkit. Let's see. Additionally, keep your inbox and options open by emptying your voicemail box and recording a new greeting if needed. Okay, let folks know that you're actively looking for employment, right? So you want to do your best to put your foot forward there. Something else to think about is to, when you're locating opportunities or making connections with people, to follow up on opportunities and to be persistent. So what that means is that you need to be checking in on your employment application every 5 days if needed. So if you've applied for a position recently or positions, you want to make sure that the hiring manager or the recruiter knows that you're diligently, looking for this opportunity and that you're excited about it, and you need to be persistent in that. Okay, so that's something to definitely keep on the forefront. And then obviously, a part of this process is to practice your online interviewing skills. So given our current health pandemic, most employers are opting to offer online interviews. And Standout is a fantastic option. So you can sign up for our new online video-based practice interview tool that provides an opportunity for you to advance your interview skills in a comfortable environment. And so Standout is a video interviewing tool that offers you interviewing practice time and has built-in software that helps you assess yourself while answering some questions. Standout can help you prepare for online and video-based interviews, very timely, might I add. It can also provide you the ability to build your confidence and affirm your current skill set. It also makes you a little bit more aware of your posture and nonverbal language while interviewing because you're being recorded, right? And so you can play back that recording and, look at what you did really well. And then also kind of self-assess and see what you might want to change in the future before you get in front of an interviewer or an employer. You could also practice and solidify your interviewing skills and become familiar with commonly asked questions in your industry, because in Standout, we've already pre-populated and uploaded some questions that are pretty common in many industries. And so you can look at an industry perhaps that you are currently in or that you are interested in going into, and then you could participate in that practice interview. So yeah, if you have questions about Standout, you can connect with Career Services and we can send you an invite to the software and you can create a profile. And this is completely accessible online 24/7. We're here to support you in that, and we can review your practice interview and give you some feedback too, to help support you. So oftentimes, right, we know that opportunities are not always posted on the job boards, and we know that we give you a pretty comprehensive list of job boards, but now more than ever, you must market yourself to employers and be clear and confident in what value you offer for articulating your knowledge, skills, and abilities. And that is in this current modality, right? So in virtual world that we're living in, we need to be really confident in who we are and what we can do. So we encourage you to build your digital brand and ensure your digital shadow complements your digital brand, right? And so what that might mean for you is that you might want to be downloading virtual conference software and stay connected. Some options that I recommend are Zoom, Microsoft Teams, WebEx, Google Hangouts, and of course, Skype. You can also use FaceTime and Google Voice and WhatsApp and Facebook to communicate with others. It's key that you stay connected. Okay, very, very important to stay connected with folks. We also suggest, in the efforts of staying connected, that you join an online professional organization. And LinkedIn has many options to explore for you that might fit your interests. Okay. Another thing that we would recommend is consider a practice interview and also conduct informational interviews. So one of the best ways to build connections is to conduct informational interviews, which basically are career guided conversations that you can have with professionals about what their work is like, right? Informational interviews can help you explore career options and make connections with professionals in your desired field. So really great opportunity, right? A lot of folks may have a little bit of extra time on their hands. And so this is a great time to be reaching out, making connections with people. And also, we are very excited to share that in Career Services, we are hosting our first ever virtual career fair on May 7th. Simple job seekers registration requires creating a profile in Penguin Jobs. We will provide a link to Penguin Jobs for you so that you can click it and access it. And then you'll also want to sign up for Penguin Jobs because you're looking for a job, right? It's our very own job board that's housed and managed by Career Services that has, a bunch of local employers who are looking for talent. So you can look there. We really like for folks to consider this virtual career fair, because like in-person career fairs, career fairs are a great way to make connections with employers and also to explore employment options in the area and remotely. Another tip is to make phone calls and do it regularly. So connect with local businesses, ask about opportunities, provide a callback number or an email, right? And then be sure to offer your resume and cover letter because, again, not all opportunities are going to be posted on job boards. So you have to be really proactive in making connections with people. So this slide is for students preparing for internships and co-ops and clinicals and externships for spring and summer term. So if you are a student watching this, this is for you who perhaps may have some questions about what your internship might look like for the spring. So here's what we know so far. Some employers are canceling internships. We have to be frank about that. We have to understand potentially that this could be a shift for you. Also, be mindful that some internship sites are planning how to move forward with internship placements. And at this time, many are not changing their internship programs, but that could obviously change because COVID-19 situation, it progresses and things could change pretty quickly. You are advised to stay connected with your internship site supervisor if you've already been placed for a spring or summer internship. I also want to urge you to not hesitate to ask about remote options and to keep yourself and others healthy. So it's also important to note that many internship sites are offering remote or virtual work, and other internship programs are postponing placement and work. So if this affects you, again, stay connected to your internship site supervisor. And also you want to stay connected to your instructors because they would give you a little bit more information about your graduation requirement options. And just a word to you as a student, be prepared to research and pitch alternative options that are more feasible. Okay, so the institution is aware that the climate is changing in terms of the job market, and so there's a little bit of flexibility there. But you need to connect with your instructors to determine what that flexibility might look like for you and your program. Something that you can consider as a student who's preparing for work-based learning is consider micro or virtual internships hosted by third-party organizations. So micro or virtual internships are short-term, project-based, professional remote internships that offer an authentic experience. But it's also important to note that some of these don't actually provide traditional on-the-job training, but fantastic opportunities to do project-based work. So something to consider there. Due to COVID-19, perhaps employers will need interns with content creation, right? So there's a lot of need out there right now. They may also need folks to conduct best practice research. This is a novel situation, right? And we need more information. So research might be a hot commodity right now. They also may need for interns to be able to utilize their project management skills to move their work forward. They may need talent who can employ their accurate, effective, and timely communication skills, which are critical right now, as well as sales and engagement experience, as well as some customer engagement skills, because we know that business is going on as usual in some cases in essential work areas. So you can make yourself useful there. I recommend that you proactively ask about remote opportunities with employers who are already engaging in remote work. So there are a couple of third-party organizations here and some remote work job boards that you can look at. And you can make yourself valuable and provide and demonstrate your capabilities to employers, right? So this is a great time to be working on your brand, okay? It's also important to mention that internships, working remotely may not be feasible or desirable for every student, right? Therefore, instructors and departments will need to create projects or learning experiences that are similarly robust, okay? So for support in developing a plan and identifying opportunities, please connect with me and you can email me at lbates@clark.edu, so lbates@clark.edu. And you're also invited to visit our work-based learning webpage for resources and information, okay? Let me know how I can support you. So we would be remiss if we did not mention that there are some impacts, right, for vulnerable communities. We're aware that not everyone has access to the internet right now, and that vulnerable communities and populations are experiencing various impacts. And so here are some no internet solutions that we've found at the moment. And so what we know is that some phone companies have responded and are offering free or public hotspots. So AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint, I believe also Verizon might be as well. But if you don't see your wireless carrier here, then I would do some research and see what solutions or opportunities they're offering. Additionally, Comcast is opening their Xfinity Wi-Fi network nationally for low-income families to stay connected to the internet. So they could be using the internet for education and work and personal reasons. And this resource is available even to non-Xfinity internet subscribers. And there are other data and internet related resources available on their website to click. And then information is also available in Spanish. Additionally, I want to offer that you should be able to connect with your college or university or other community organizations and request internet access support, right? We're all in this together and we know how difficult this is. There's a lot of folks who don't have access to the internet right now, right? So we talk about our digital identity, but there's a lot of folks who don't have an established digital identity yet. And so if that's you and you need some support, let us know. Let us know how we can support you, okay? So some other things that we want to talk about obviously here is unemployment options. So we know that there's a ton of folks, right, who are in a position where they need some extra support. According to the US Employment and Training Administration, there are over 3 million people who were seeking unemployment support due to COVID-19 because the need is so great. We know that the need is great. Thousands of valuable workers have been laid off during this economic shift, right? The Employment Security Department has adopted a series of emergency rules to support state employees impacted by COVID-19. And for more information about emergency unemployment rules related to COVID-19, we suggest that you visit their website, right, to get a little bit more up-to-date information. We also recommend that you stay informed, right? So there is a new unemployment stimulus bill that has been proposed. Today is March 27th and it has not been approved yet, but stay informed, okay? And see what that stimulus bill might look like for you and what impacts it might have for you, okay? So additionally, we want to provide some financial resources for folks. If you are experiencing financial hardship and need support, we ask that you consider visiting the financial resource webpage for students and community members. And career services will add to this list as more information becomes more available. So on that website, you are guaranteed to find some resources as it relates to housing and shelter, food, health, utility assistance, and childcare. Also, debt management, rental assistance, and more. So please do stay informed, access resources that are available to you in the community, on the college campus, and within your network. So as we wrap up here, we just want to remind you that Career Services is here for you. We're here for your job search needs, and we're offering virtual career services. And so some of our services are resume and cover letter critiques, job search assistance, practice interviews, internship assistance, career advising. If you're looking to explore careers or, to learn more about career options, you can definitely make an appointment with our career advisors and get a little bit more clarity on next steps. And then also financial wellness coaching, right? We understand that there is a lot of a need right now, and you can get some resources and some up-to-date information from our financial wellness program manager. To schedule an appointment, you can call and leave a message on our voicemail at 360-992-10 2902, or you can email us at careerservices@clark.edu. Please know that we are actively checking our voicemail every hour during business hours from 8 to 6. And then we check our email also pretty regularly during the work hours as well. So again, wrapping up, we just want to thank you so much for, clicking on this webinar and staying informed. We just want to encourage you to keep up in your job search, right? Know that we're here to support you in finding opportunities and, marketing yourself effectively, interviewing confidently. We are here for you. And so you have our contact information. We will be updating resources as new information comes in. So this is Melanie signing off. Andrea also signing off. We look forward to meeting you virtually. Have a good day. Bye-bye.